people here understand that. Um, Anybody else? All right, so let's go on to back to the slides. Share. All right. So after you do the passport process, you're going to do the driver license correction. So the driver license correction is just like doing the passport process, but you're doing it for your driver's license. So you got to go down to the DMV and give them an explanatory statement and have that added to the record. You should have no problems. You might get a little pushback. Well, we can't put this in, and all you got to do is ask them, well, how do you, with all the other supporting documents, what do you do with that? Oh, we scan them in. Oh, well, then scan that in like you do that. Boom. Done deal. I have a driver's license process video too, but it's just, if you get the passport webinar, it pretty much goes over how to do the passport. You're just going to go on the DMV. Everybody knows how to apply for a driver's license, and just along with all the other stuff they want you to prove who you are, you give them that and tell them to put that on the record. All right. All right. After you do the passport process, you're going to order certified copies of that passport application. This is the first 3 pages of my certified copy. After that will be the application I actually filed. This is the sort of what it looks like once you get it back. And if you notice here, make this larger. It says, see here, it says, I further state that this certification is intended to satisfy the following provisions. Rule 44, Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Rule 27, Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure. Rule 902, Federal Rules of Evidence under the Title 28 United States Code annotated. So when I do my process like this, and the question is ever raised as to my U.S. citizenship, I could enter this as evidence because it satisfies those rules. That, hey, I did my passport and it shows that my explanatory statements was included with this, and that's it. All right. And all you gotta do is go there to the passport website and type in the search certified copies or authenticated copies. This is authenticated copy, not a certified copy. This is authenticated. Yeah, let me just fix that. This is an authenticated copy of it because it has that gold sealed on it. All right. Any copies, any questions on that? You don't have to order certified copies of your driving record, but you could, or driving what's on the files. I have never tried that, so I don't even know if they do it. So, but I don't see why not. But the key is you want the passport authenticated copy. All right. Any questions before I keep going?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For renewals, do we send everything else in for renewals, the same affidavit and everything in for renewals?
No, why? Why? You just renewing the same record.
Oh, okay. I'm just
What
making
you
sure.
do with the renewal is send the old book back and they send you a new one.
Oh, okay. I never knew.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Unless you want to update something that I would just do. Just renew it through the by sending the old one back. All right. Now you got to change that legal status. You got to do a name correction, i.e., you see I got my name in all caps to Akeem Barber. File a name because anything in all caps is considered a corporation or entity that they can do business with. You don't want to be seen like that. So what you do is file a name change petition in your county or a county that is easy to get this done. So it's not ideal all the time to go to your county because you might have jerks over there who give you problems. So people have been successful going into the another county and getting it done. All right. And I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. You create a trust. You create a grantor trust. This trust will process 1041 recoupments. Will process the 1041 recoupments process. I could have wrote that a little differently. So the grantor trust is the trust that's going to be doing the 1041s to support the 1099s that you send into the IRS. Okay? So, and these are the trusts you're going to have. You're going to have a family trust. The grantor trust is the first one. The family trust. This trust will conduct all commerce. This is the trust that you're going to be putting your lights in, your bills in, all of these things so that you can turn around at 1099. Now, a lot of people in the first year, you have been transacting as the social through all of your affairs. So in that first year, it's a little more complicated to get it done, but it can be done because you got to show the relationship between the social and the trust, and you got to do some things to get that done. When Al gets on, that's his expertise. He's the man. Al is the certified CPA around. It is only that first 45 days of the year. And some of those have to be in the first within the first 30 days. Try the 1099 process and then do it like this. Almost 99% of the problems, you have problems. Why? Because most people listed themselves, the living person, as the trustee. And that's a problem. No, you have to create a trust that's a personal trust. So let me give you examples of what that trust name would look like. You don't have to all be like this. Let's see. It keeps doing that capitalization crap. I don't want to do that. I.e., the name of this trust would be, let's just say, give a good name. I could say it just could be any name. But for the sake of this, the Barber Family Trust, right? This one could be, the family trust could be the Barbara Akeem Family Trust. So just kind of giving y'all a way to see this. And this one, the personal trust, is going to be this one. And by the way, all these need to be in all caps. I put the thing in the wrong place here. These should be in all caps. Although you see an up and lower, let me just, because these are entities. Let me go. Trust. Trust. That's what I'm going to do all of my business in. And this one is going to be trust. Now, y'all see what happened there? You notice that the personal trust looks just like me. And that's the trustee. An entity is the trustee for your other trust. Kind of like what I had said in the beginning when I said your church is going to be controlled. Entities control each other. Entities conduct the business for each other. You just are behind that as the executor of all of that. Okay? All right. File a power of attorney in your county of inhabitation, not county of domicile, not county of residence, inhabitation. Okay? Why do I say inhabitation? our success and failure is not dependent on what the government do, what Trump do, what Kamala do, what issues she supports and what issues she. Our success is not dependent on that. I can tell you one thing, our failure is dependent on that. Because if you sitting up there looking for them to make changes for you, I guarantee you that's a recipe for failure for you. Because that's not the God you're supposed to be looking at. You're supposed to be looking at the God in you. And the God in you says, don't worry about tomorrow. Because tomorrow has its worries of its own. Do I not feed the birds in heaven? And I know every hair on your head. I can count them. So I already know what you need. I already know what you want. And I'll give you what you need. And I'll give you what you want. All you have to do is put forth the kingdom of heaven first. Then all these things will be added to you. Peace, peace. What's up? What's up? Sorry for getting on a little late. Moving a little slow today. So I just played a little bit of the discharge webinar that I had did over a year ago. These days is just shooting by. I looked at that video. I was like, dang, I did that a year ago. It seemed like I just did it. Last night I was on Telegram talking about bills of exchange and how scammy that stuff is. Right? You heard me correct. It's scammy. What's the other one? Bills of exchange, money orders. What's the other one? Negotiable instrument. That was a big, when I first got into this, that was a big topic. Like, and then I realized we were chasing rainbows. Most of the people teaching that was teaching trash, and they were lying. They didn't even do it themselves. Hang on, there's something going on here. When I tried to log into my setup, it was making me log in, and I'm like, how did it get logged out? Then they want to do their update again. This just seemed like every time I come to my computer, the settings are readjusted for some reason. I'm like, what's going on here? Kind of shenanigans they got going on. So let's see something here. Make sure this is not okay. So yeah, we're talking about bills of exchange, negotiation. I mean, that was a hot topic, and people, I looked into it. I bought into it at some point. Then I realized I was following blind leaders. And the thing is, I kind of knew it, but you just be having faith. You try to, you don't think people will do you like that. That they'll lead you down a path just to get most of it's just to get following. Just to be recognized by people. That's the consciousness of this, It's sad that people are so lost within who they are that they have to lie and manipulate people into believing something that's just not right. That's not true. That's a sad soul. That's what I would call a lost soul. Because at this point, we have to come to realize our power is not in whether people like us or not, whether they believe us or not. Your power is in whether you believe in yourself. That's it. That's the power. Because there is no greater power than that. Hang on, I didn't start the Telegram. um stream. Let's start the Telegram stream. I didn't say they because they you know, some people just can't you know, and if y'all want to go back and just hear the audio, y'all can go to the Telegram channel and listen to those the recordings that I have on there. Like I throw stuff up in there. I play stuff periodically. I'm not that consistent with it, but I do it. So what was I saying? You talking about negotiation, you talking about these teachings that people were teaching for years and got people to follow them and got nowhere. Well, I've seen more devastation from those teachings than I have seen. Well, I've never seen any success. I've seen just devastation. I mean, I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, people are homeless now that I've known. And I, you know, let's go back to 2020 when I first did my first consultation with this particular individual, and they were facing foreclosure on multiple properties, and I said, hey, get with my boy Gilbert. I haven't had Gilbert on in a while. It's time to have him on again. And he'll get you back get you a modification, get you back paying your mortgage. Don't lose your house. Now, everybody that went along and followed his program, they're still in their home. They are still in their home right now. Yes, they got to pay that mortgage every month. Yes, but you need a place to stay, right? But if you understand the discharge, once you get that redone, you could, you know, I mean, the recruitment process, you can work on getting that paid off. Like some of people that I know personally gotten their mortgage paid off, that I've worked with personally. Right now, I know 1, 2, 3, 6 people. And the reason why that number is that low is because a lot of people don't stick with the methods, because it's not the way they teach it. It's not this. It's work. You got to put in the work. You got to handle your feelings. It's just like running a business. And then people who recruit their bank accounts. So, what was I saying? I was saying it's a shame how people don't love themselves enough that they have to lie to people to get recognition. They have to flaunt, show off. I'm just thankful that I didn't have that spirit in me. I'm thankful. And you know why I don't have that spirit? Because my parents used to take us places, right? They used to take us on trips. And one time, my father, being the good man that he is, and my mother being the good woman that she is, they wanted us to experience something. So they took us to see a Broadway play. And the very first Broadway play I ever saw in my life was The Wiz. That's when Stephanie Mills had the leading role. Stephanie Mills was on that Broadway play in New York. If anybody is old enough to remember, some of you guys don't even know that, right? Stephanie Mills' career started playing The Wiz in The Wiz on Broadway, which is the story of the Wizard of Oz. She played Dorothy. But I'm trying to figure out where to go because there's a break-off story there. Just real quick, The Wizard of Oz is about our money system. That's why it says Oz, O-Z, and it had to work down the yellow brick road, ounces, right? But the real backstory of The Wizard of Oz is about Queen Califia of California. How the invaders came and took over that land. But I'm not going to go deep and just break that down, but that's what that story really is about. Why? And who was it was called, who was the Wicked Witch? It was a Wicked Witch of the West. Where is California? In the West. But I'm going to stop right there. I know I got your curiosity on that, but there's so much stuff I've read and know and really let me just add this. The story personified the Wicked Witch as the evil one, but she really was the good one. And if you really pay attention to the shit, who was the wizard, right? He was fake. He was a straw man. He had a straw man playing this powerful thing, and he was just this weak old man. But the way they told the story would have made him the hero and all of this other stuff, right? And all she had to do is, all it. But I tell you what, if you really want to get a hint on the true story of how that went down, they actually broke it down in this new movie called Wicked. Go watch it. Anyway, let me take. So, my parents took us to see The Wiz, Stephanie Mills leading role, and we enjoyed it so much, so we shared it with some friends that we went to the Kingdom Hall with. We shared it with some friends. Hey, we saw The Wiz, and then their father of the kids that we were friends with, he was an elder in the congregation. He got on the one Thursday night, because we had meetings on Thursdays, and said this. Out of jealousy, he said, "Oh, some of you guys are taking your kids to do all this, but you're not studying the Bible with them. You take them to see things like The Wiz." So what happened? My friends was excited for us. They went and told their parents, "Oh, well, I want to go see The Wiz." Instead of taking his kids to The Wiz, he tried to make my parents feel bad about taking us to see The Wiz. Fast forward some years later, this is the same elder. This is how corrupt these places can be. This same elder, his wife died of cancer. In less than a week later, he was living with another woman and married her. Abandoned his kids in a house by themselves. My homeboy, being him the same age, abandoned them to fend for themselves with no way. He wasn't old enough to be on his own when this all took place. I think he was about 15-ish, 14 and 15. He just abandoned all his kids. But he was an elder. He was a respected elder in the congregation, and he had influence and had one of the worst houses in the neighborhood. Didn't keep his house up, and they lived in a brownstone. See, we could sit here and talk about the white man took this and the white man took that, and oppression and racism, but it's us that steals our own wealth. That brownstone that they lived in, that he never took care of, that he abandoned, right now is worth about $4 million. At that time we was growing up, they were worth around $30,000. How I know? Because my father tried to buy a home in that neighborhood. It was $30,000 they were selling. It was a brownstone. Now, was there racism and redlining? Yes, because my father had a decent job. He worked for Transfer. My mom was a nurse, and they could never buy a piece of property until they decided to buy property in the South. They wouldn't allow us to get loans. So yes, a lot of the families that had homes, they should have cherished it. No, but they chose other things. But the reason why I'm telling that story is, so because of that, my parents instilled in us, don't be telling nobody your business. Don't tell people what you got. That was always pumped in my head, not to share our things that's good that's happening. Brag, because to them, they said we were bragging. No, we weren't bragging. We're just excited about talking about we went to go see this play. So I guess that's why I don't show off what I have or talk about the things that I have. And you don't have to, because wealth is silent. I mean, the people that got money, it's silent. You don't know. You don't even. The people that really got the bread, you would never know. They ain't got to talk about what they gonna prove something to me for. And they're in a whole different wealth atmosphere than I am. And that's the problem. When you have these people coming into this movement and they want to sell y'all something, make themselves rich off your ignorance. Or I wouldn't even say they get rich. They just making money off your ignorance. Playing you. And you know, the hardest thing is to convince people that they're being lied to when they really want to believe in something. You know how many people came out with pitchforks when I started saying that's not real? Oh, you hating, blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm hating. Then all the people that said I was hating, all the people that had these channels that were teaching that, where they at now? I mean, a lot of people that come to this community, they can't get recognition nowhere else. So they come here with the misleading people, and people fall for it. Outside of the props they get through what they're lying about, they really lead sad lives. Because you have to. If you out here playing people, you can't go home and feel good about yourself. Because you're always looking over your shoulder. When you gonna get caught? When is your day coming? And see, one thing I did learn: never let your enemy know that you on to him. Just let them think. Let them think they getting over. Let them they because what happens is it all falls apart. It all falls apart. The truth always comes to show up. So yeah, man, you know, the only reason why I'm talking about these bills of exchange, negotiable instruments, money orders, because it's like these things come in cycle. They get real popular, then it dies down, and then it comes back popular because a new group of people come in. Now it's the warranty deed thing now. That's a big deal. Becoming a big deal again. That if you have the warranty deed, you accept the warranty deed, you can win your house. That is so old. I watched the video of Tashreeq Bey talking about that like 8 years ago. I don't know how, when I watched the video, I don't know how old that video was. A warranty deed is a deed that you're given to warranty the house, saying that the deed is clear of any encumbrances, liens, and things like that. That's what a warranty deed is. I read it right here. I mean, where's my Investopedia book at? Not here. Oh, it's right there. Oh, that's the book of Mormon. But that's what a warranty deed is. And then they've been telling people that's something special, and you can do something great with that. You can win your house. But I have, so somebody brought it up to me the other day, and I'm like, okay, well, who's actually won their house with this? It's so amazing how people would tell you a story like it's a fact, and then when you ask them directly about these facts, they're not even the party that did it. They're not the party that actually executed the plan. Somebody somewhere off, they don't even know the name of the person that did it. But they'll sit there and tell you this story. See, the thing is, people just want to talk and act like they know stuff, and they don't know shit. They don't know shit from apple butter. It's the old saying. And I guess I'm getting old and cranky because I'm getting tired of hearing this nonsense. Like, I don't even want to waste my ears listening to that stuff. Because when I look and I see, I say, y'all, you're still talking the same nonsense from almost 10 years ago. No progression. None. No growth. Trying to recycle the same old BS. Warranty deed. Another version of a bill of exchange, yeah. I mean, those are all bills of exchange exist. Money orders exist. What's the other one I was talking about? Negotiable interest. They all exist. You've actually used them when you went and got your car notes and stuff like that. But as far as when you're being taught by these bootleggers, hearsayers, you're not winning with that. I mean, I've seen people pay upwards of $10,000 plus to get negotiable instrument created, and all they got is a piece of paper out of it. No real remedy. What was the other one? Arbitrage or something like that. I went down all of these avenues, walked down all of these roads that all came to the same dead end. No remedy. No remedy. There's only one remedy. It's only one remedy. You can be as successful as you want. When you look around you, what is the way to make money in this capitalistic society? It's either you go job and work for somebody, or you create a business and make money that way. Those are the choices. There's so many ways to make money. You guys got businesses in your head right now, but too scared to go and execute it. Or you just overthinking it. Like I said, I know several people working on businesses for years and still ain't did nothing with it. There's no fruit coming from it. It's like that tree, that fig tree that Christ cursed. Went by and he went to go get something from it. There's nothing coming from it. Some of you guys got amazing business ideas locked in your brain. I mean, if you talk to me for 10 minutes, I can give you a business idea. If you tell me, hey, just tell me what you do, what you like to do, and I think you can do this. I'm not going to say you're going to make money at it instantly, but what I'm saying, you can make money at it. It's you know what? It's the best way to make money is doing something you enjoy doing. See, me, I just enjoy making money. So give me a business, and if it's making money, I'm doing that business. I enjoy making money. I enjoy circulating money. I enjoy having lots and lots of money. I have extreme respect for money. And I still have a lot to learn on accumulating wealth. I got a confession. I came this close to not doing a show today because my spirit wasn't in it. But it never fell. As soon as I get to talking, boom, it's like, boom, something just zaps me with the spirit to talk. I studied my numbers. I studied numbers, Alpha Code my numbers, what my numbers came out with. And I'm on the path that my numbers say. My numbers tell me I'm on the right path. I didn't even know all of that stuff before, but I checked these numbers out. I ain't gonna go into what my numbers are, but I'm on the right path. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm laying these seeds, and wealth is mine. I have wealth. I am wealthy. Do you say that to yourself? Or are you reluctant to say that I am wealthy because maybe your bank account don't represent that? Maybe you having a hard time paying bills right now. See, the reason why you might be having a hard time paying those bills is because you don't believe you're wealthy. You have a belief system that's in contradiction to your wealth. Your belief system is more leaning towards the poverty side. Now change your belief system, and then what happens once you change your belief system, you're gonna change your habits. So I'm gonna give y'all an exercise today. Right now, because we're about to do the money ritual, the yearly money ritual, write down 10 things that you want to happen next year. And then just pick one of those things that you really want to happen, prioritize them and just say this. And then focus on that one thing that you picked out of the 10. And then ask yourself, out of that one you picked, then ask yourself, what needs to be done to get this accomplished? I promise you, in 90 days, you will have the results that you're looking at. You'll be on the path if you do that. Take your time. Do it this week. Do it now. Whatever that is, whatever your now is, do it now. Don't hesitate. You see? See, take your eyes off of the fraudsters and the jokers and the liars and the stunters. What I mean by stunt, the show-offs. Take your eyes off of that, man. And put your eyes on you, on your business, your family. Look in that mirror and say, what about me I need to work on today in order to be those expectations I have for myself? Oh, by the way, Indie Circle Ministry condolences to your for the loss of your grandmother. Yeah. We have to start taking our success seriously, like our life depends on it. Like we don't have tomorrow. I know it's easy to get stuck in a rut. It's easy to just go lay down on the couch. It's easy to just go watch some TV. It's easy because that's what the world is wanting you to do. That's the direction they want you to go in. And that reminds me, something I want to talk about. I was asked last week, because now I'm on this thing, make your own documents, birth certificates, marriage certificates, make your own documents, get those things notarized, get it authenticated all the way up on the federal level. And I showed you guys how to do that in the webinars. The 2 webinars ago. And someone asked me, well, what would be the benefit of doing that? See, when I hear questions like that, that means that this person, much as they know me, don't know me. They don't see. This is my thing. All these bootleg Christians out here. I love the Lord. Jesus is my savior. But when I say make your own documents, record them in your Bible, it becomes a problem. It becomes a big question mark. If you have the faith in Christ like you say you do, when I bring that up, you'd be like, man, I'm on that. That makes sense. This is how, listen, there was a time there was no government issued birth certificates. So why did you prove birth? All those years ago when they weren't making them. It was done through the church. Baptismal records. I mean, just simple read the DS-11. The DS-11 Act says, yeah, they want you to give you those government forms because they want that U.S. citizen straw man. They want the DS citizen, their straw man to be applied for that passport. And I discovered I was given more light on the subject. When we present those documents, we're presenting their straw man. And that's who they're creating that passport for. I'm gonna pull up the DS11. Where it tells you what they will take as proof. They call it secondary documents. Just see, when you read the thing, applicants born in the United States, your evidence will be returned to you if it is not damaged, altered, or forged. Submit an original or certified copy and a photocopy of the front and back if there is a printed information on the back of one of the following. U.S. birth certificates that meets all the following requirements issued by the city, county, or state of birth. List your full name, date of birth, birth date, birthplace. List your parents' full name. List date filed with registrar's office. Must be within 1 year of birth. Shows registrar's signature, the seal of the issuing authority. Fully valid, undamaged U.S. passport may be expired. Consular report of birth abroad or certification of birth abroad. Certificate of naturalization or citizenship. Secondary documents. See, when it comes to to show you how their God becomes before yours, they're going to tell you what I'm about to list, secondary documents. See, they make your God's information last. Here it is. Secondary documents may be submitted if the U.S. birth certificate was filed more than 1 year after your birth. So they're not even going to take a U.S. birth certificate if it was filed more than 1 year after your birth, or if no birth record exists. So that means that you can get a passport if you don't have any birth record with them, with the state. But no birth record on file, submit a registrar's letter to that effect. Oh man, I'm not even gonna expand on that now. And I just closed the gap or something. I gotta remember this. Registrar's letter to that effect. For both scenarios, submit a combination of evidence listed below. So if it's 1 year after the birth, they're not taking a birth certificate that's come from the county. Or if there's no birth record, they want you to go to the registrar, get a letter saying that there is no birth record with that. I remember, before I go in there, because boy, my mind is working right now. When he's a buddy of mine now. I just met him, and he had a child, and he was trying to get a passport without the birth record. They didn't get a birth certificate, none of that stuff. But I see what the problem was now. Why he didn't add to his additional documents that there was no straw man on file at the registrar's office when he submitted that. So they would always deny him. Submit a combination of the. Let me look at the chat. I'm stalling right now to see if anybody caught what I just caught. Nah, nobody's talking about it. So that means I'm gonna have to add to the webinar. We got to have a little webinar about that. But it says a hospital birth record. So if you have your child in the hospital, you can get a hospital birth record, but not the birth certificate, just a record that the child was born in that hospital. Don't get a birth certificate or apply for that. Separate process. An early baptismal or circumcision certificate. See, my eyes are wide right now, right? You know, I've been telling y'all, create your churches, blah, blah, blah. So early baptismal circumcision, man. I'm looking to have an opportunity to do this really soon for someone. Early census, school, medical, or family Bible records. So look at it. I always put the right at the end. God, your God stuff is at the end. Family Bible records. Insurance files or published birth announcements, such as a newspaper article. You can, even though people don't read newspapers, you can still publish stuff in the legal section. Notarized affidavits or DS-10 birth affidavit. Notarized affidavit, so you can write an affidavit of the birth of older blood relatives having knowledge of birth may be submitted in addition to some of the records listed above. So me, if it was me, I would go to the county, get that letter saying that there's nothing on record there. I would create a notarized affidavit. I already gave y'all a template with one of the webinars that I did a couple of webinars ago. There's a birth statement in there. And then I would have relatives come witness that birth, and then they can, they don't even have to be, they didn't say firsthand knowledge, they just have to have knowledge and then get it notarized. And then all of these things that I'm getting notarized, I would have it notarized with the notary. Then I will have the notary authenticated. Then I'll take that document, send it off to the Secretary of State, and have that document authenticated. That didn't become evidence under the rules of evidence. Then it falls under the full faith and credit clause. All of these documents I would do. I would get a certified copy that there's no birth record exists at the county. Have the registered letter give me and have that certified. Man, I'm actually doing a webinar, but I know some of y'all are visuals. Y'all got to see what I'm talking about. See, it's always good to read I read this before, but all I focused on was the family Bible records. But I'm seeing there's about 3 to 4 things that you need to do, and 5 things. I would then, I would build so much evidence. Then I would announce it in the paper. They will take all of this to give your child a passport. And why are you doing this? Because you don't want government documents, because your religion says you can't have it. What religion I'm talking about, Hakeem? The one you create? That's right. Man. See, wouldn't y'all like to go down the path of actual remedy? I did not intend to get into this business to talk about birth certificates, EINs, and trusts and all that. That wasn't in my mind, but I guess God had another plan. You're gonna teach the Bible stuff, but you're gonna teach that Bible stuff along with how to connect the Bible to your whole lifestyle, and therefore you putting forth the kingdom of heaven first, for real, instead of man's kingdom. Create a clear separation between God's people and man's people. See, that straw man is man's people. That birth certificate is man's people. Authenticated certificate of live birth. All that stuff's distraction. Well, they got to count. See, people, that's the problem. We chase the money, we don't really pay attention. And they got all these accounts. They got these tabs. Y'all trying to chase that money. And ain't nobody won yet. And everyone that really went hard on it, they got charges on. Create your own and then create your own commerce. Create your own wealth. You don't need to tap into that corrupt, evil system that they set up. It's amazing how, when I really thought about it, we know what's going on, but then we want the benefit of what they got going on and expect to not have any repercussions. Man, I'm gonna stop talking right there because I know someone's listening. They're gonna try to reiterate, repeat. So I'm not gonna go in depth. When I go in deep, I'll show y'all the templates. Y'all know now I'm just doing the webinars and I'm giving y'all the templates and the recording all with it. Then I reduced my consultations down to $50. Y'all need to get on it. Y'all know y'all got some questions. Fill up my calendar. And by the way, please hit the like button. Like and subscribe. Share. Share the channel. I'm showing you how to really correct nationality. Not going to correct the stuff they did. No, creating your own documents and saying what your nationality is. You don't have to necessarily American national this. You can say whatever tribe you're from. You can say whatever and boom. I just came across some information today. I got to do some more deep studying on it. I'm going to go in on this one. The Native Americans, what they call an Indian, was practicing a form of Judaism until it was introduced to Christianity when the Europeans got here. They try to, they give, you got to remember when you watch a TV, they it's called misdirection for a reason. It's called programming for a reason. And I can attest to that because I read the Great Law of Peace. It had another name for what we would call Christ as Christians. Read that thing. Read that DS11 again. Just read it over. I thought I was sharing my screen, but I'm glad I wasn't sharing my screen. Just go read that section again, man. So what I just said will pop out at you so bad. So you be like, what? Okay, there it is. Because it's saying they will not take a U.S. birth certificate if it's been registered for more than a year, even if it came from the county. So that, you know what that's really saying? That it's not required to have a birth certificate. Because it's saying if no birth certificate record exists, let's go prove it from the county. So if you having a kid, don't go get your proof that you didn't register your kid with the county. Your child. Your little one. You didn't sacrifice him off the bail. Because that's paper sacrifice. When you go get that birth certificate, your parents sacrifice you. Say, here it is in form and signed off. Now that child officially belongs to the state or the county at first, and then when you go get the birth certificate, the social, now it's belong to the country. Then if it's a male, it has to register. Huh? Okay. See, when we think of sacrifice, we think actually killing a child, but we kill the child the minute we take it from the land of the living and bring it into the land of the dead, which is paperwork, creating entities. You crossed over. You crossed your child over. You baptize them into their world through that signing off of the baby birth certificate. I'm talking crazy tonight, huh? Well, we need birth certificates for everything. No, you don't. They just showed you don't. All right. It's 8:08. I ran my mouth a little bit too much. I dropped so many nuggets. y'all, y'all don't have enough hands to pick them up. All right, let's see who's on the line. I got Indie Circle says, peace, my brother. Lucan Apple says, peace to the gods and much light to all. Praise to Yah. Greetings. Peace. JD super solid. Peace, Jeremiah. Have you tried NAD plus? I'm not sure what that is. People will sell you stuff knowing it's trash. I don't see how they do it for so many years. Well, because they go after new people. I tried watching the Telegram, but it said that it started and ended, but no video. You have to go and look for the files. When you go to my channel, look for files. It's an icon for files, or it's a link that says files on the channel. Let me see. Let's see. There's places where you go. I think you click the icon of the channel. Once I shut down this broadcast, I don't know. It's in there. It's just a way you have to find it by clicking like my profile or something like that. Yeah, click the profile and it opens up another window. When you click the profile, when you on, like say you go to Telegram and you click the hindsight heading, the heading where it says hindsight. And when you click that, it's going to open up another window, and scroll down, you'll see members. All the members are part of the channel, media, files. And then when you go to files, all the recordings are going to be there. Okay. Media will be like pictures. Then you can even click where I put in all links. And then if I put some music in there, you'll see that. Boys. So just click the heading of Hindsight Radio and it'll open up another window. That's how you get those files or see whatever I put on there. Look, it says, after I fill out the trust, what bank do you recommend I open up an account in? I don't have a recommended bank. Most banks will open up a trust account. That is wild though. Evening at DJ B Thunder said, evening everyone. DJ B Thunder said, love, prosperity, extreme wealth to everyone. And Corinne says, happy Tuesday to everyone. I got by the Cap security dude on YouTube, David Young, D God fraud. Oh. Gagnet says, peace to all. Another version of the Bill of Exchange. He said his birthday is in his mom's family Bible. Good, good. Fred Mitchell has thumbs up. He said, I hope they caught that. So all you need is the letter of no birth certificate, and that will be all that you need. Well, no, that's not all you need. You need to add the other stuff with it. Read it again. It says, so would you be able to not put a social on the passport application? No, if you don't have one, the passport application says if you don't have one, you can put all zeros. Yeah, you will be able to do that in that circumstance. He said, click the profile and you'll see it next immediately. Thank you, Corinne. Son of the One True King says, peace, I king. Man, I almost didn't do a show. Y'all need to go back and listen to this show. I recorded it on Telegram too, so you can go to Telegram and listen to the audio if you don't want to watch the video. All right, y'all. I'm gonna leave y'all to it. I'm gonna let y'all stew on what I said. So with that being said, peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to everyone. Y'all have a good night. What most people don't want to do, they sacrificed comfort to live grandiose later. Our biggest problem in this society is we want to entertain ourselves first before we make the money. So by the time we get the money, it's all gone. You already spent it. Spent it on that game you went to. You spent it on that movie. You spent it on that eating out. They programmed us not even to be cooking our own food, to go buy food to poison our own system. It's not the grocery store's fault. It's not the big farmer. It's not Monsanto's fault. They're just providing a service, and we are happy to indulge. It's our fault. These businesses won't survive without our help. The way this system works won't survive unless it had customers, right? My business won't survive if I don't get clients, right? To do business with me. So where the problem lies? All back on us. The decisions we making mentally that put us in these positions.